everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we are back in Google Earth. Haven't done a Google Earth video in a while, but you guys liked them the last time that I put them up, and I recently got a comment on one of my Google Earth videos asking for more. So I decided to give the people what they want, and let's look around some places in Google Earth. We can see the last place we left off here, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. There is the Bliss Dance sculpture. Kind of an interesting representation of it there, but there's the park, MGM, Aria, parking garage, all that stuff. That's the Excalibur, yeah, New York, New York. Getting down here on the 3D level is kind of interesting. There's the Excalibur. They even have the sign in 3D. Down at this level in 3D, this is pretty cool. Is that a Raiders? Yeah, it's the Raiders jersey on the Statue of Liberty. Sometimes that's the Raiders, sometimes that's the Vegas Golden Knights jersey on the Statue of Liberty there outside the New York, New York. But anyway, we've already done Vegas. That's not what we're looking at. I had an idea for today. I'm gonna mute my PC just in case some sound comes out of this. Don't want to be caught on the microphone, but I'm going to go search Area 51. That's pretty funny. Let's hit I'm feeling lucky. Let it take us where it wants to show us. Where's this Cosmolido Atoll in the Sageless? Cosmolido Atoll is an atoll of the Aldabra group and belongs to the outer islands of the Sageless and is located 1,029 kilometers southwest of the capital, Victoria, on Mahe Island. There's a little picture there, cruise ship in the background. Cosmolido is the name. Just a big island here. I'm trying to see where the boats dock. Plane. Looks like the boats probably maybe dock there or there. I don't know. Kind of interesting because so much of it's underwater, it looks like. As you can see, this is all underwater here. Grande Illy, Grande Lay, Grande Isle, I don't know. Let's hit another I'm feeling lucky here. And we have the Archaeological Museum, Lucas Ferronier. Ancient sacred grove dedicated to the Sabine goddess Feronia. It was located in Etruria, across the ancient Via Tiberina, in what is now the territory of the modern commune of Capina, Lazio, next to the border with the neighboring commune of Fiano Romano. Archaeological Museum Lucas Ferronier. It kind of looks like a house. They might have just taken the person's house and turned it into a museum. The person, Lucas Ferronier, might be his home, and they just turned it into a museum. So the I'm feeling lucky seems to only be taking me to like points of interest, which is really not what I want. I want to go somewhere that's interesting because it's uninteresting. Let's go. There's Greenland, Iceland. There's where are we? Okay, there's Canada, there's the US. You know what? I really am curious what like Yellowknife looks like in Canada. Because this is like the only like sort of large huge city in the Northwest Territories, right? Or even like up in the northern. Because like basically like 90% of your population lives here, right? BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, and then the Maritimes. I feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like that's true. Like 90% of your population lives here. And I thought I heard some stat that said 90% of the Canadian population lives within 100 miles of the US border. And once you get up here a little more north, that people just really don't live there. It's not that nice, but Yellowknife. Let's take this. Let's take a look up here because this is definitely Con Mine Park. What's this? A city park in Yellowknife, Canada. Do we have a street view here? Sort of. We can pop into a little photosphere. It looks like Con Mine Park. Okay, this is a terrible quality photo. Can you, there's the Yellowknife little free library. There's this little, like, town right there. There, I'm gonna be honest, looks like there really is not much here in Yellowknife. How do you even, can you drive to Yellowknife from, like, let's say 'cause I was on vacation in Calgary, yeah. Can I drive from Calgary to Yellowknife? Surely, like, I should be able to, but I'm seeing these roads here, but I mean, for this being the only road into Yellowknife, it really does not look that good. Let's see what the quality of this road is. It kind of looks like a dirt road to me. Okay, so yeah, it's not dirt, but yeah, coming into Yellowknife, this is what your view looks like. Probably see multiple grizzly bears on the way up there, if I had to assume. Let's take a peek at the sand pits. That's fire. This looks like some industrial area. Yeah. Oh, that's NORAD. Royal Canadian Air Force NORAD. That's kind of cool. Downtown. You got anything interesting going on down here downtown? The Eagle, Alien St. Cyrs, and the Adventist. These are like houses. I don't really see any businesses down here. Okay, this is like your, there we go, Northwest Territories tourism. This is your downtown area of Yellowknife here. This is the big city in the Northwest Territories. Wow. I'm gonna be honest. It's not very appealing. I'm sorry to any of my viewers that are in Yellowknife. I have to assume there's probably none of you. But yeah, this does not look very appealing to me personally. Welcome to Yellowknife. I mean, like, this is what, not very, the buildings aren't very tall. It definitely has kind of a small town feel, even though it's the biggest town there. It really reminds me of this little city in Colorado that I have visited, Grand Junction, Colorado. This place really reminds me of Grand Junction, Colorado. That's not necessarily a compliment, but I definitely could see like a certain type of person really loving it here. But they have boxing. They have boxing there in Yellowknife. It's actually like just lift shit. That's pretty funny, but it actually looks like a pretty packed little place. Pretty busy. I don't know, maybe ice road. Maybe I should take a road trip to Yellowknife at some point. That'd actually be a really interesting video. Like if my channel gets larger to the point where I could like actually make like money on videos, enough money on videos to like do things like travel, like doing a road trip to one of these really out of the way places could be pretty fun. Speaking of out of the way places, let's go to the state with the least amount of people in it. Now let's find the biggest city there. Cheyenne, Wyoming, the biggest city in the least populated state. There's a 3D building here, Secretary of State's office, state capitol, 1887, state library. We're gonna find one. A story gym pretty close. I think that was like a school gym. Big Boy Steve Engine Holiday Park. Sorry for the yawn there. It's a bit late. Holiday Park. Let's pop ourselves right here in the lake. See what this park's all about. Oh, it wasn't a lake at all. It looked like a lake from the overhead view. Holiday Park. Brakes. Some angel wings there. Yep, so this is Cheyenne, Wyoming. Let's do one more place to look. AFB Fitness Center. Is that a fitness center or an Air Force base? If it's an Air Force base, yeah, I'm not going to be able to drop myself. No, there's like a big Air Force base there. I had no idea. I didn't realize that Cheyenne, I didn't even realize Wyoming had an Air Force base because why would Wyoming have an Air Force base? It's not on a coast, it's not on a border, it's basically the middle of the country. I don't feel like it's a very strategic location for an Air Force base, but I'm not in the military, so I guess I don't know. Alright, enough of North America. Let's leave North America. Ooh, what did I just see? Bora. There's gotta be something good on Bora. Naval Museum, Bora, Tevaroa, Pitiawa. You know, a place I've always wanted to go is Fiji. I don't know why, but I've always had this idea that I want to travel to Fiji someday. Like for a honeymoon or like a vacation or something, travel to Fiji. So, Fiji, a country in the South Pacific, is an archipelago of more than 300 islands. It's famed for rugged landscapes, palm-lined beaches, and coral reefs with clear lagoons. Its major islands, Viti Levu and Vanua Levu, contain most of the population. Viti Levu is home to the capital, Suva, port city with British colonial architecture. The Fiji Museum in a Victorian era Thurston Gardens has ethnographic exhibits. The population here, that's actually a way bigger population than I was expecting. Nearly 1 million people in Fiji. Okay. But yeah, this is definitely a destination I would like to go to someday. So Suva is the capital, it was saying. So let's come down here to Suva. Immigration Department. City Center. Alright, here's the city center. Alright, well, let's find a place to plop. There's a little photosphere right here to see what this is all about. Well, it looks like somebody took this photo in a hurry, which is a little bit concerning. It said that picture was taken by Jeff. I hope Jeff is alright. It seems like he might have been in danger there. Let's just see. Let's look and see what the roads are all like here. Hold on a second. Did I just see what I thought I saw? Charmin's All Races Gym. I mean, my guy's doing a close grip incline bench 135. Like, good for you, but All Races Gym. Is Fiji segregated? Hold on. I have to do a quick Google search. I'm gonna do it on my phone. is Fiji segregated? Is Fiji a diverse country? Half are indigenous Fijians, over a third of Indian heritage. Story 5, Fiji is segregated society. Academic, Oxford Academic. A council of chiefs ceded the Fiji Islands to the British in 1874. Governor Farquhar immediately arranged for sugarcane plantation Indian workers, but he insisted that native Fijians should remain segregated from the Indians. All the plantations and sugar refineries were owned by the Colonial Sugar Refining Company of Australia, but Indian farmers released land on which they grew cane for the company. Indians had to develop their own school systems, and these became the central pillars of their culture. Although South Indians were a distinct minority among the workers, they were all sold together near Nadi on the west coast and were able to build a grand Subramanya temple there in 1994. Tensions between the indigenous people and the Indians developed in the political realm after independence, and in spite of 2 coups, nothing is resolved. So Fiji has had 2 coups against their government, and it seems like there is some segregation, whether legal or just cultural, between the Indian-descended Fijians and the native indigenous Fijians. That, well, I'm glad I saw that, because that kind of put me down a little rabbit hole there. I had no idea about that. New Zealand High Commission, why is that here? Why is the New Zealand government have... New Zealand isn't in charge of Fiji, it said they're independent. This is a very weird place. I don't know if I want to go to Fiji anymore. This all seems like a lot. Well, that was Fiji. That just kind of blew my mind there. I had no idea about the segregation or any of that stuff in their past. Alright, let's keep looking around. There's American Samoa, Cook Islands, Marshall Islands, Micronesia. There's a ton of islands right here. Australia, Papua New Guinea. Oh, where is that place in Africa that's like super dangerous? Like you're not even allowed to travel to it. Here we go. Equatorial Guinea. This is like considered one of, if not the most dangerous country on the entire planet. Bata, this might be your capital here. Estadio de Bata. Estadio de Bata is a multi-use stadium in Bata, Equatorial Guinea. The stadium was constructed by the Chinese contractor. By the Chinese contractor Kovac, complete in 2007 with a capacity of 22,000 people in a single-tier precast concrete structure. It was a venue for the 2008 Women's African Football Championship. That's interesting that they hosted that event there, because of everything I've heard, Equatorial Guinea is extremely dangerous, extremely isolationist, and very violent. Do we have any Google Earth data for Equatorial Guinea? We have absolutely none. What about down here? Anything? Let's do it quick. This could be a good, this could be an interesting history lesson that we could talk about. Equatorial Guinea here, transition here. Equatorial Guinea, officially the Republic of Equatorial Guinea, is a country on the west coast of Central Africa with an area of 28,000 square kilometers. Formerly the colony of Spanish Guinea, its post-independence name evokes its location near both the equator and the Gulf of Guinea. As of 2021, the country had a population of 1,468,777. Equatorial Guinea consists of 2 parts, an insular and a mainland region. The insular region contains the islands of Bioko and the Gulf of Guinea and Annobon, a small volcanic island which is the only part of the country south of the equator. Bioko Island is the northernmost part of Equatorial Guinea and is the site of the country's capital, Malabo. The Portuguese-speaking island nation of São Tomé and Príncipe is located between Bioko and Annobon. The mainland region, Rio Muni, is bordered by Cameroon on the north and Gabon on the south and east. It is the location of Bata, Equatorial Guinea's largest city, and Ciudad de La Paz, the country's planned future capital. That's interesting. Planned cities always interest me, because it means a country expects to grow economically and population-wise. Rio Muni also includes several small offshore islands such as Corsico, Elobe Grande, and Elobe Chico. The country is a member of the African Union, Francophonie, OPEC, and the CPLB. After becoming independent from Spain in 1968, Equatorial Guinea was ruled by President for life Francisco Macias Nguema, until he was overthrown in a coup in 1979 by his nephew Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo, who has served as the country's president since. Both presidents have been widely characterized as dictators by foreign observers. Since the 1990s, Equatorial Guinea has become one of Sub-Saharan Africa's largest oil producers. It has subsequently become the richest country per capita in Africa, and its gross domestic product purchasing power parity per capita ranks 43rd in the world. However, the wealth is distributed extremely unevenly, with few people benefiting from the oil riches. The country ranks 144th on the 2019 Human Development Index, less than half the population having access to clean drinking water, 7.9% children die before the age of 5. As a former Spanish colony, the country maintains Spanish as its official language alongside French and recently Portuguese, being the only African country, aside from largely unrecognized Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, where Spanish is official language. It's also the most widely spoken language, according to the Instituto Cervantes. 87.7% of the population has a good command of Spanish. Equatorial Guinea's government is authoritarian and has one of the worst human rights records in the world, consistently ranking one of the worst of the worst in Freedom House's annual survey of political and civil rights. Reporters Without Borders ranks President Obiang among its predators of press freedom. Human trafficking is a significant problem, with the U.S. Trafficking in Persons report identifying Equatorial Guinea as a source and destination country for forced labor and sex trafficking. The report also noted that Equatorial Guinea does not fully meet the minimum standards. Well, that was obnoxious and annoying. The report also noted that Equatorial Guinea does not meet the minimum standards for the elimination of trafficking, but is making significant efforts to do so. Interesting. I've heard it's extremely dangerous to go there, but I mean, that definitely sounded bad, especially the human rights and stuff, but a lot less. You will be shot the minute you step off a plane. Don't even think about going there, which is kind of the impression you get, unless I'm thinking of somewhere else. Burkina Faso. If I click that, do I get information? Burkina Faso, I do. Wow, 20 million people. That's a really interesting looking structure there. So there's so many of these places that, like, because of where I live, I don't know anything about them really. I'll probably never in my life visit them, unfortunately. Can I plot myself in here anywhere? Nope, nope, nope. Alright, let's leave Africa. There's the Gambia, Senegal. Dakar. Let's leave Africa. Let's make one last stop. Somewhere interesting. What is this? I don't know what this is. Let's go. Oh, actually, you know what would be an interesting thing to look at? Not you. Not you. Boom, 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 boom. There's India. Here's Nepal. Which one of you is Everest? Are you Everest? Someone give me Everest. Where is it? Mount Everest. Here we go. I'm sure we have some photospheres on Everest. We have to. That'll be where we leave off. There we go. Looks like we have one at the peak. No, street deviated. No, you have to. Someone has a photosphere on Mount Everest. Like, there's no way they don't. Yeah, I can see it right there. Oh, I didn't realize. Yeah, Where's the border with China? Everest South Summit, Mount Everest. Like, I can see that there's a blue street view dot right there. It just won't give it to me for some reason. Nepal, China. Annoying. Do you have any other photospheres around here that I can look at? That's absurd to me. I feel like for sure that they would, like, they would have to have something, right? Well, is there any photosphere data at all in Nepal? Here's the Everest base camp. That could be fun. It's not the peak, but well, you can at least see the base camp. Got some tourists here posing for a picture. Yeah, it looks like those are some flags. Yeah, a bunch of flags there. Everest base camp, 17,196 feet, 5,064 meters. I have no real interest or desire to climb Mount Everest, but I do think going and staying at this base camp and camping at this base camp would be really cool. I would go no further than this. I would stay right here at the base camp, but I think just being here would be really interesting. Very cool experience, but anyways, guys, that is that. Thank you so much for watching. It was really cool getting back into Google Earth. You know, it's definitely been a minute, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So we'll take one last look here. There is the Earth. Look at that. Beautiful. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video too, like you did the last 2 Google Earth videos I put up. Like I said, I specifically got a comment asking about it, so thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to do here. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this every single day. Until next time, guys. Bye bye.